Shift your attention gently inward, letting the body settle into a posture that is both stable and alert. Whether seated on a cushion, chair, or bench, allow your spine to lengthen naturally, the shoulders to soften, and the head to balance effortlessly atop the neck. Rest your hands comfortably on your lap or thighs, letting the weight of the arms bring a sense of groundedness. Soften the facial muscles, release tension in the jaw, and allow the eyes to close gently or maintain a lowered, unfocused gaze. Take a few slow, natural breaths, noticing the rise and fall of the chest and belly, the subtle sensation of air entering and leaving through the nostrils, and the support of the ground beneath you. Today's practice invites you to cultivate the art of witnessing thoughts without attachment, observing mental activity as if from a distance, like clouds drifting across the sky, arising and passing naturally. Begin by simply noticing the presence of thought in the mind, without trying to push anything away or pull anything closer. Let awareness rest lightly on the surface of consciousness, observing the coming and going of ideas, memories, plans, and images. Recognize that thoughts themselves are neutral phenomena. They are neither good nor bad, important nor unimportant, merely events appearing within awareness. As you notice each thought, allow it to be fully present without grasping, clinging, or following it into elaboration. Imagine the mind as a vast sky, spacious and open, with each thought as a cloud drifting freely. See how some clouds are light and wispy, while others are heavier or darker, yet all move naturally, subject to no command from you. There is no need to control or judge them. Simply observe their forms, their rise and fall, and their movement across the field of awareness. With each inhalation, sense spaciousness opening within the mind. With each exhalation, feel relaxation and release, letting the mental sky expand. When a thought captures attention more strongly, notice this gently and return to the quality of observation rather than engagement, recognizing that the thought can exist without dominating consciousness. As you continue, allow awareness to encompass not just individual thoughts, but also the flow between them, the subtle currents of mental activity, patterns, and habits. Observe the speed, rhythm, and texture of thinking, noticing how some thoughts are fleeting while others linger. Maintain a soft, non-judgmental stance, witnessing all mental phenomena without labeling or analyzing. If emotions accompany thoughts, irritation, joy, anxiety, curiosity, allow them to be present alongside the thought, noticing how feeling and cognition interact without trying to fix, enhance, or suppress either. Sense the interweaving of mind and emotion as part of the natural flow, and maintain a detached awareness that can observe both simultaneously. Bring attention to the pauses between thoughts, the spaces of stillness that arise spontaneously when the mind lets go of a pattern or narrative. Notice how these gaps provide a subtle sense of calm, clarity, and presence, revealing that awareness itself remains untouched by passing mental content. Recognize that the mind's activity does not define your essential awareness. Rather, your consciousness is the unchanging witness, spacious and receptive, within which thoughts arise and dissolve, As the practice deepens, notice how repeated observation of thoughts without attachment begins to reduce the tendency to react, judge, or chase mental content. Each return to witnessing strengthens equanimity, cultivating a steadiness of mind that is undisturbed by fleeting events. Allow subtle bodily sensations to be included in your field of awareness, sensing how posture, breath, and muscular tone interact with thought. Notice how tension may appear when certain thoughts arise, and observe it without resistance, letting awareness include both mental and physical phenomena. Bring a gentle focus to the breath as a companion to thought observation, noting how the natural rhythm of inhalation and exhalation provides a constant anchor amidst fluctuating mental activity. Sense the rise and fall of the chest, the expansion of the belly, and the subtle pauses between breaths, integrating the body into the witnessing process. When thoughts arise that are particularly strong, distracting, or emotionally charged, observe them with an attitude of curiosity, noting their appearance, form, and impermanence. Imagine these thoughts as leaves floating downstream in a gentle river, each moving along without needing to be grasped or controlled. Continue to notice thoughts without analysis, seeing how they appear, change, and disappear, reinforcing the spaciousness and stability of awareness. Expand attention to include peripheral mental activity, such as background chatter, subtle expectations, or faint imagery, observing all without preference or aversion. Maintain a wide, open awareness, cultivating a panoramic sense of witnessing that encompasses all aspects of mental life. Notice how awareness itself is constant, regardless of the specific content of thought, and how this constancy creates a deepening sense of calm, presence, and clarity. Sense the subtle shift as the mind becomes increasingly spacious, less reactive, and more fluid, allowing the natural rhythm of consciousness to flow uninterrupted. Bring gentle attention to the temporal nature of thoughts, observing how they arise, persist, and dissolve within moments, reinforcing understanding of impermanence and reducing identification with mental content. As the practice continues, notice how habitual mental patterns, judgments, or ruminations begin to lose their grip as they are observed without reinforcement. Allow the mind to feel lighter, freer, and more spacious, appreciating the effortless quality of non-attachment. Integrate awareness of thought with peripheral senses, noticing sounds, tactile sensations, and subtle shifts in posture, all while maintaining the stance of the detached observer. Recognize that the sky of awareness can hold all experiences, thoughts, feelings, sensations, without being disturbed, expanded, or contracted by them. As each moment unfolds, notice the continuous interplay between clarity and mental activity, observing without interference or effort. Sense the quiet joy and freedom that arises when attention rests as the witness, unmoved by the passing clouds of thought. Let each return to observation deepen mindfulness, equanimity, and insight into the nature of consciousness itself. Include subtle awareness of the energetic qualities within the body, warmth, tingling, or openness. Noticing how these sensations accompany mental stillness. Allow them to merge with the witnessing stance, supporting a fuller embodiment of calm and presence. Gradually, expand attention to encompass all aspects of current experience, integrating body, breath, emotions, and the field of mental phenomena into a unified awareness. Observe how thought, sensation, and feeling coexist within the spacious field of consciousness, each arising and dissolving naturally, leaving awareness unchanged. As the practice progresses, notice the increasing ease with which you return to the witnessing stance, even as thoughts arise more rapidly or intensively. Sense the stabilization of attention, the strengthening of equanimity, and the expansion of mental clarity that comes from sustained observation without clinging. Bring soft attention to subtle bodily adjustments, micromovements, and posture, integrating physical and mental awareness seamlessly into your practice. Notice how witnessing thoughts without attachment cultivates freedom, clarity, and centeredness that can extend beyond formal meditation into daily life. Observe how the field of awareness itself feels steady, spacious, and luminous, capable of holding all experience without disturbance. Allow yourself to rest here for several moments, breathing naturally, observing thoughts as clouds, and sensing the vast, unchanging sky of consciousness. Finally, when ready, gradually deepen awareness of the body, the breath, and the environment, integrating